Swamp Boys was formed in 2017, and they are a psychedelic rock band from Portland, Oregon. They combine indie and garage songwriting with rock and roll roots and instrumentals from the 50s, 60s, and 70s to create their current groovy sound. Their influences include the likes of Alt J, Black Keys, Father John Misty, and more. I am very excited to have Michael Phillips from the band on today. Michael, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm amazing, man. I'm super excited to have you on. Can you tell us a little bit about what is Swamp Boys? Like, what does it mean to you? Like, how did you guys start this thing? Can you walk me through it?
Well, I kind of started it with, I was looking for a band after high school, and I actually met up with some kids that I ended up going to high school with. And we were like, yeah, let's go start a band, see what we can do with this. And kind of the whole point of it was kind of combining, newer and older sounds. We really liked 50s and 60s and 70s music and all that. But then we also really liked a lot of indie rock. I liked the Black Keys and those kind of bands and Alabama Shakes and stuff. And then other people in my band, they like Portugal the Man and Alt J and all this other kind of stuff. Great songwriting in there. And, we kind of took a little inspiration from that, and then even my drummer, he kind of liked a lot of like psych garage bands like DOCs and even like Die Siegel, and we got into like, you ever heard of a band called Twin Peaks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're real big into those guys. Those guys were like a huge inspiration on us because they have that rootsy kind of like rock and roll sound, but, they have a very current sound at the same time.
Yeah.
They use pedals and stuff, yeah. But, that's pretty much the concept behind the band and why we wanted to get doing it. We started doing shows in 2017, and now we're rolling into bar gigs and doing our own thing now.
Very cool. So how did you get into music? I mean, because you play guitar and you sing in the band, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how did you get into music? What was the background? Like when was the first time you picked up the guitar and kind of realized that you could let it rip on the vocals?
Yeah. About like 13, 14, I just started playing guitar, and I was kind of just wanted to be a guitar player, and then kind of set it down for a little while when I was like 16, 17, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I kind of realized, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to play guitar, do what I love to do. I was really listening to like actually just like classic blues stuff like Eric Clapton and B.B. King and stuff like that, Allman Brothers, psychedelic rock, Cream. I like that kind of stuff. I always wanted to kind of mix the instrumental prowess of the previous generations, music with, this new take that we have with our current generation. I thought that was a good combination.
Yeah, I think that really comes through because your music has a very kind of old school, feel to it, but it does have a lot of those accents of the newer stuff. Like I see you guys are inspired by Tame Impala. That's a very relevant band now.
Oh yeah, we love Tame Impala. we cover Half Full Glass of Wine, but the way we kind of do it is we make it kind of heavier, so it's almost like Black Sabbath does Half Full Glass of Wine.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Do you guys have a recording of that anywhere?
Well, I don't know, not offhand, not that I know of, but one of our friends have recorded it because we're kind of a staple of our live shows. And then we actually do this thing where in the middle of the song, we just drop in, you ever heard of a band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
Oh yeah, I love King Giz.
So there's this one song called The River. And we just jam in that.
That's awesome. Actually, so on this show, my buddy Michael Sharif, he was on a previous episode of the show. He came on and shared the KEXP version of that song with the audience.
Oh.
So, yeah, so we're very familiar with King Gizzard here.
Oh yeah, that's especially one of my drummer's favorite bands because, as you know, they play in such crazy time and they experiment so much with just that, and they have two drummers, so there's so much going on with just the rhythm, right?
Right. Yeah, dude. I mean, they have like 9 people in the band or something. It's like this massive.
Yeah, they got so many people in the band. It's crazy. It's like almost like a giant jam band in a way, but they're like garage psych.
Yeah, I never understood like with the bands like that, like how the hell do they practice, dude? Like it's so hard with a band to get, you guys are a 4-piece. Like even then, it's like still hard to coordinate band practice. Like how do you get 9 dudes together?
Yeah. I mean, I think it helps that they have success doing it, keeps them motivated, and they don't have other jobs getting in the way. Because when you got jobs and day jobs and stuff, it gets kind of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. I guess I'm always so impressed with like if you go to New Orleans or like anywhere that has, you know, prominent jazz music, and you see like these massive jam bands that are like, you know, filled with these lifelong musicians who are, you know, they clearly are not surviving off of their music, but they still every night go out and play, and they like just like it's just such a signal to me of great musicianship to be in a big band like that and just you know, be so tight, you know.
Oh yeah, and we actually have a lot of respect for jazz musicians. The singer in the band that you'll hear on that track, he's also, I mean, we kind of trade off between vocals and guitar, and we sing harmonies on each other's songs now. But he used to be in a jazz band in high school, and he loves jazz music and could play like Minor Swing by Django Reinhardt, like literally note for note.
Oh, nice. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys came out with an album in October of last year. How do you say, is it Behaked? Is that how you say this?
Bucket.
Oh man, I totally butchered that.
It's like baked. I don't know. I didn't come up with the title. We just like, I finished the master, and then Hunter and Gene were like, we came up with the title. This is what it's going to be. And we're like, all right, that's what it's going to be, man. And I don't know. It's a little homage to the greenery that we have here in the Pacific Northwest.
Nice. So yeah, what kind of went into that process? How long did it take you guys to crank out these 6 songs?
Well, we kind of started playing shows in March 2017. We were playing like all these gnarly underground house shows, and kind of got exposed to that little tiny music scene down there, and it was tons of fun. Like there's no better feeling than having 100 people cram a house and go totally nuts over music, you know?
Yeah.
And even if, you know, you're just a kid, you know, I was like just old enough to drink. I had just turned 21. Actually, it was right before I turned 21, so wasn't even old enough to drink. Had nothing.
Uh-oh, don't incriminate yourself on the podcast. Uh-oh.
I didn't say I was drinking.
Ah, okay, nice. It's a nice save.
I was doing heroin, okay?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Okay, I'm kidding. Come on. Yeah, it's a great feeling, and we got into that, and we're like, let's record something, and we don't even care if it's in our garage that we recorded something in our garage. That whole recording we did ourselves. We had never had any experience recording anything before, really. We were just did sample things before with like Audacity, you know, and then we bought Logic, and we're like, all right, let's do this.
Man,
and,
well, that's
it.
That's opening Pandora's box, though. Once you upgrade your tech, then you're like, well, there's no end to this, you know? Did you guys find yourself like slaving over the mixing and mastering of it, or did you just kind of just do it and let it go?
I had a friend come over for just about a day and just do kind of like a rough little mix and master, but it wasn't really, we didn't really have a master. I mean, that was all just mixed. That's a really rough recording what you have, and we're hopefully, you know, looking to do something within the next year in an actual studio, and that way we'll have something. I think the songs will be better, you know, then too, because this recording is about 1.5 years old now.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Well, let's jump into it. Let's play some of your music. This is a song called Love So Dear. Can you do a little intro for us? What's this song about?
Well, it's a song that my friend Gene wrote, and he's the singer in the band, and I don't know, it's kind of about what you want it to be about, and I always thought of it's just actually the same 3 chords the entire time through. It's kind of a sting that we used. We kind of stole from some bands like Portugal the Man. They do that, like Atomic Man. Same 3 chords. They just change the melody, and it kind of just gradually builds and builds and builds. You know, that's what it's all kind of about. It's like a 3-episode kind of thing. You know, first chorus, and each time kind of ascending. You know.
Nice, awesome. Well, let's jump into it. This is a song called "Love So Dear" by Swamp Boys.
night wipes away. Keep on playing it cool, don't worry, I'd do anything to keep on hanging with you. I'm sorry, I just can't contain my love so dear. Won't you come here and hold me in your arms? My love so dear, won't you come here and please don't break my heart? Oh yeah. Oh, what's the use in getting down when you're gone? I'm like a noose, I can't decide what I want, but I can't look away when you smile. Everything's alright. Come on, baby, stay for a while. Please, won't you spend the night? Oh yeah, my love so dear, won't you come here and hold me in your arms? My love so dear, won't you come here and please don't break my heart? Oh yeah.
So that was Love So Dear by Swamp Boys. So you said you guys are looking to get into the studio soon and put out some new music. Do you have like a timeline kind of set up on that?
Not really. We're just moving towards like becoming a legitimate band right now. You know, getting like we don't even have a website right now. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram. You know, we're just trying to. We're getting some merch done soon. We're starting to play better gigs. You know, at clubs in Portland. So.
That's awesome. What's the music
hopefully
scene
within
like
a
there
year, basically.
in Portland?
I would say it's kind of there's kind of a split between like the two big scenes are kind of like you got your hippie kind of people who are kind of into your musicianship and jamming and folk and you know that kind of sound, you know, and then there's kind of like your garage and punk kind of crowd, you know, and they're kind of into, like I said, punk, like Sonic Youth, their classic kind of stuff, and then a lot of the new psych garage that's coming out. You know, like there's bands like they like Ty Segals and kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Anything like that. There's like a lot of bands that we knew that liked Wand, and that's another thing is those bands I think kind of get popular too because there's another kind of group in Portland which are you know your metalheads, and the metalheads here a lot of them are kind of stoner metal. They like Sleep and stuff like that. You know, if you've ever heard of that.
I haven't, but I'm curious.
It's all just like very heavy, borderline droney music with like a psych touch, or that they just use fuzz pedals, you know?
Okay.
So there's kind of a fuzzy side of Portland, and then there's a kind of hippie side of Portland.
Nice.
I feel like those are the two big ones right now.
Where would you guys say that you, because you could make the argument that you guys would fit into kind of both categories. Like, are you aligning with both, or are you like just taking a strong stance?
That was actually kind of the point of the band, is we wanted to be kind of a band that anyone could enjoy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You could be like, oh, those guys are gnarly, and, you know, but then at the same time, you're like, hey, you know, we get, like, old people at our shows, and they're like, those guys can play, those guys are good, you know.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, that's smart. Get broad appeal. So in the Portland community, are there any bands in particular that you want to give a shout out to, some under the radar people that, you know, you think listeners should know about?
Well, our, like, big friend of ours and a big shout out, this band called Onion the Man.
Nice.
And they're
Great
like
name.
a funk psychedelic rock band, and they're incredible, and they're really good friends of ours, and they're just amazing people, like some of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your entire life. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to the Hugs and Tango Alpha Tango and those bands. Those are real cool bands that have been really good to us, and you know, they're kind of ahead of us and doing things that we've never done before. They're cool people.
Fantastic. Good stuff, dude. So where if people wanted to follow along with Swamp Boys, how could they do so?
At our Instagram page, our tag is at Swamp Boys Groovin'. We kind of like to pride ourselves with our poster art that we post on there, and we always post about shows, and we'll have stories about stuff that we're doing. So if you do want to follow us, that's a good place to start. And if we ever do get a website, we'll probably post it there. So.
Nice. Do you guys do your own, does someone in the band do the artwork for the posters?
For a while we had, Gene used to just like there was some posters of this. We have a very like interesting style of like very comedic cartoons, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that was kind of his style. And we actually kind of like that, but we've been having a friend of ours do kind of like 60s style, like Grateful Dead style posters from like the 60s, you know.
Awesome. You want to give them a quick shout out? Who's your art
yeah,
person?
they're actually they're at Hot Mushroom, and that's their Instagram account.
Damn, the people on the West Coast have got these awesome names, dude. They're incorporating all sorts of vegetables into their band names, and art handles.
We love vegetables.
Yeah, well,
that's really what it's about.
Yeah, I'm on board with it. That's awesome. Well, good stuff, man. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Everyone, be sure to check out Swamp Boys and keep an eye out for an album in the next year or so. So, good stuff. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.